fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
Dennis and Jason here, episode number 5, EatSleepLift.com podcast. How are you?
Hello.
You're like eating the mic.
Well, I want it to sound good for our listeners.
Well,
How many do we have now? How many hits in the last pod?
apparently 6.
6?
Yes.
6.
Yep. Which is where
You said on day 1 we had 10.
Yeah, well, we lost 4 apparently. I don't know how that stuff works. It's kind of weird.
How do we lose 4? They
don't
can't
know.
go back. They can't take
listen
back
to the
their.
podcast.
They can't take back their clicks.
They went back in time.
How can they take back their clicks? It's impossible.
Easily. Google was like, no.
Google was like, no.
Probably.
How?
So yeah, I set up the email, show@eatsleeplift.com.
Show
@eatsleeplift.com.
show@eatsleeplift.com.
So if anybody has any questions,
They can email
comments,
you.
or feedback,
Email us
yep.
at show.
@eatsleeplift.com.
There you go.
Yep. So did you work out this week?
I did.
Any
Of course I did.
successes? Any successes in the gym?
No, I tried some new, I guess, lifting techniques.
Techniques or workout regimen?
I guess workout style, I guess, maybe.
What, powerlifting or bodybuilding?
Yeah,
What are you looking at?
powerlifting. As I mentioned before, my bench and my deadlift have just been
Shit.
plateaued out for some time now.
So shit. Yeah.
No, not just not going anywhere. But and there's this one guy in the gym. Apparently, he switched from professional like benching competitions to doing full-on powerlifting. He's been doing that now for I don't know about a year. I think he said.
Uh-huh. Does he
And-
want anything, or does he compete a lot? I'm guessing.
Yeah. No, he competes. He actually goes. He's on the national level, which he qualifies for national, which is they have I believe how it's been explained to me is that you have to qualify for national levels. Like you can do any kind of like local competition, right?
Yeah.
But if it's a nationally,
Well, so it's kind of like the Olympics, and you do that, but then you get invited, kind of thing.
right, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you get invited to these national events. So like you can go to like these local competitions that are free, but they do qualify you nationally for events if you get qualified. It's based on your what weight class you're in.
Yeah.
And then each weight class has
Weight class. So do they do age too? I'm guessing.
I think it's just weight class.
You gotta do age.
Well, why would it matter?
Because a 65-year-old dude is
Well,
not going to
no,
do the
I'm
same thing as a
saying, but-
24-year-old.
I understand, but there's not many like
That's true. Yeah, I don't know. No, there's got to
16-year-olds
be.
that
There's
are,
got to
like,
be
doing
age class.
national powerlifting competitions.
I
Out
feel
there.
like we should know this.
I don't know. Well, it's never done it before, so. But anyways, and I think see what they told me. I'd be in the 198 class, and to qualify nationally for 198, you have to have a combined three lift total of I think slightly above 1,500 pounds to qualify. That's just to qualify. For them to even ask you to come to a national event, you have to do that. Well, kind of. There's just I was talking to this other guy who does powerlifting, and I think he was in a lower weight class than the 198. He had to have been. I think he was like the 181 weight class or something like that. And he did a local competition, and he got invited to a national competition, but his 3 combined total lifts weren't close to like, I think he had to be at 1,400 pounds total.
Well, I feel like a 1,500 is probably like a 1,600 squat, deadlift, and about a 300.
1,600 squat.
A 600.
600 squat.
600 squat, 600 deadlift, and probably about a 300 bench.
I guess I don't know.
It's not that.
Well,
for
me to qualify, for me, I was shooting for a 500 squat, a 600 deadlift, and a 405 bench.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, because you don't. Your strong point's like your bench.
Yeah. Bench and deadlift.
You still thinking about doing that one in September?
Yeah.
Where is it? It's like around here.
It's right here. Yeah, it's like 10 minutes north of here.
Have you signed up for it yet?
No, I haven't yet.
So are you gonna do the whole
That's
like,
what it
oh, I'm
says.
gonna do it and forget to sign up and be like, oh yeah, it was too late on
Probably
the
that's probably what I was
registration.
thinking about doing. No, well, this goes back to me plateauing right now currently. on current stuff. So, anyways, I talked to this one guy who does. He is a powerlifter, professional powerlifter guy. I mean, the guy seriously, he's like 315 pounds, and he's like 5'6". So he's a big guy. He when he did benching, or he does those benching competitions. Guy benches raw over 600.
Not impressed.
Not impressed.
No, not at all.
But
not at all.
anyways, he told me I tried this new benching technique that he does, or I guess routine. He switches up between 5x5s, pyramids, and then he does this fast-paced bench where you do. He calls it speed bench, and he does 6 sets at 3 reps at 75% of your max.
Okay.
With like a 45-second rest in between each set. So I tried that on Monday. Actually had good success. That was actually really good bench day. Really good bench day.
Now, are you still taking the, what is that, Bull Knock stuff?
The Bull Knock stuff from our last review. That was our first day.
Yeah. Did you have that Monday or whatever?
Yeah.
When you did a bench?
That's been great. I told you the
Still working?
The dark rage stuff just made me not want to work out. This stuff was just it's good stuff.
So you get a decent high kind of thing?
Yeah, decent.
Not a high, but
it's
I mean
not,
like energy.
It's not like the best ever, but
it's not meth.
Yeah, it's not cracked with mixed with meth like I used to take.
Black magic. So I ended up I was curious, like, I've never actually looked at the chemical compound of caffeine, and I was kind of curious enough, like, how to make caffeine. And I ended up on this video, right? I guess it's called Black Magic, where what they do is they'll take coffee, right, and they'll basically boil it, then they'll throw some ammonia in there, and they basically reduce it down to this like black tar, and then you smoke that like crack cocaine, and it's apparently, because it's the same. I mean, it's just along the same lines of cocaine and what is it, heroin, like stimulants, caffeine. And they smoked that, so you get a couple seconds of like euphoria, like you do with cocaine. Like interesting.
Smoking coffee,
caffeine, smoking basically straight caffeine.
Why don't they just go to Walmart and buy caffeine pills?
Yeah, they said that you have to do that, but I mean, I don't know.
Was it too expensive?
Dude, I don't know, man. You know how druggies are. They go through all that kind of. I mean, they'll mix whatever's underneath the kitchen sink. But yeah,
meth.
Yeah. Okay, Walter. But yeah, I saw that. That was kind of interesting. But no, I did find that study. I remember we talked about it last week. The study about protein causing cancer.
The casein.
Yeah. Have you ever
over 20% of your diet?
I didn't.
Yeah,
have you ever heard of the China study?
No, I have not.
I actually have the book, but I've never read it because I'm a very slow reader.
You've never read it?
No. But no, basically what they did was this guy. It's kind of difficult to talk about it without being subjective, because they basically did a whole study in China for like 10 years or something, and they basically collected data, and then they also replicated in the lab that they could turn on and off cancer by feeding rats protein. So when they gave them a protein diet, they would get cancer, and as soon as they turn them off or change their diet, they got rid of the cancer.
What?
Yeah.
So by giving it, gave it cancer. By taking away the protein, took away cancer.
Yep.
So protein's cancer. Essentially
is what he was getting to. And so basically from what I've seen is the book is very vegan. In other words, just whole plant-based diet.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of controversy actually, because there's actually some chick on the internet who basically apparently took the numbers from the book and like did some statistical analysis of it and said that he neglected a bunch of things. And there's people saying like, oh, it's not statistics because she just melded numbers together. And he actually responded to her, and it was such a long response that I actually stopped reading halfway. But they were talking about like statistical significance and a lot of other kind of things. But yeah, so he basically seems like he's promoting a whole plant-based diet, vegan. And I actually watched a documentary. I think it was called Forks and Knives.
Mm-hmm.
It's on Netflix. You should check it out. But I find that really interesting because I don't know how I feel about. Obviously, we know studies are kind of moot. I don't know if you saw that article this week where they were talking about they said eggs cause heart disease. Did you see that?
No, I did not see that.
It was like eggs cause heart disease debunked. And if you looked at the study, it basically was saying that people who eat eggs have heart disease, but they didn't take into account lifestyles, how many eggs they ate, what if there were smokers, just nothing. It was complete, but they did take into account like licorice consumption. Yeah. It was the most bullshit study I've ever like read about. So it's one of the, so really with regards
So I'm gonna
to
die because I eat a bunch of eggs every morning.
that's the thing. And so this whole China study is kind of weird because it depends how you look at, you know, these numbers or what kind of lifestyles these people are leading. So I don't know, but I would be, like that's like vegan and vegetarian bodybuilders.
There are, I've seen them.
Yeah, I actually came across a video today with what's his name? I think it's Jim Morris.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jim Morris. He's 75, 76 years old, I think.
That was the guy. Was the guy on Reddit?
Yeah, it was linked in the the hell is that?
I don't know.
It's like a plane or something.
Sorry if you guys just heard that. Yeah, it's like this space shuttle is just launching right next to us.
No, but it was actually linked farther deep down to it, and there's actually a really good interview that he does for Iron Man magazine. I'll link that in the show notes. But he's like 75 years old, and he said when he was 50, he switched to a vegetarian diet. When he was 65, he switched to all vegan. And the dude's cut. I mean, the dude's in shape. He looks great.
Yeah, but I don't know.
You don't know what? What do you...
How are you supposed to just eat plants your entire life?
Well, why not?
What do you mean? Where's your essential proteins?
Well, you can get it from plants.
From
I mean,
bark?
huh?
You can get some bark, chew it up.
I don't know.
You can get some pine
Well,
bark.
that's because I've actually been kind of curious of. I'd be willing to do like a month of
You'd be willing to try a
vegetarian.
month of vegetarian.
Yeah. Well, granted, I'd have to be able to eat. I'd have to go vegetarian. I'd have to wean off of it. You'd have to still eat eggs. Because I can't give up meat altogether. Not at least.
Jamie eats vegetarian, but she eats eggs.
But she also doesn't work out strength training and stuff.
I'm just saying, she's vegetarian, but she still eats eggs.
So she's like a meat eating vegetarian.
She said, "Okay, I'm glad she's
See,
out.
but I wouldn't.
She's out of the room right now because I want to tell this. I want to tell you
but
this.
I wouldn't be an ethical vegetarian. I'd be just vegetarian.
We were out eating last night, right? And it's this tapas place, and I order myself the Kobe beef sliders,
Mm-hmm.
and then she gets the mac and cheese, and then we get some goat cheese as well. So the goat cheese came first, then the mac and cheese, and then my Kobe beef sliders. Apparently, she was still hungry at that point because she goes, and now she's been vegetarian for probably about three or 4 months, and she points it out to people. Like when we go to restaurants, you know, I'm vegetarian, can't have anything with meat products, you know, touch.
But she's an ethical vegetarian.
Yeah, but still. So she goes, she's like sitting there watching me eating these Kobe beef sliders, and she goes, "Are those good?" I'm like, "Yes, they're very good.
They're delicious."
She goes, "I might ask you for a bite." I'm like, "Oh no. I'm like, "Are you kidding me?"
Think of all those baby cows.
I'm like, "You're willing to like, you know, walk around and say you're vegetarian all the time. You know, make us buy vegetarian food. You know, you only get vegetarian meals, and then you're just gonna be like, I might get a bite of that Kobe beef slider." No, it's not happening on my watch. Yeah, she got pissed.
See, but it's kind of funny because okay, so I understand if you're like an ethical whatever, because you don't want animals whatever. But you know how important nutrition is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm sure you've met people who do like paleo and all that stuff.
Yeah,
like strict paleo. It's one of those things where you know it could go either way. You don't know. Like eating just animals and like fresh food, or just eating maybe just fresh like plant stuff. I think it depends a lot on like the obviously your activity level, what you do, and what kind of stuff you eat. Because like you said yourself, you had a steak from Publix, you had a steak from Whole Foods, and they were both, one was I think grass fed, and the other one was just like
the Whole Foods, they do the whole. It's 100% like all natural, no hormones.
Mm-hmm.
All their products have to be cage free, meaning the animals are given place to plenty of room and space to roam around,
mm-hmm.
And actually lead a normal, I guess, animal life. Whereas most companies don't do that. It's just basically like a production facility.
Mm-hmm.
Get them as big as you can, as fast as possible. And it's like that. And there's a huge difference because they Whole Foods does this whole thing where they they before they even allow a supplier into their stores, they send people out to actually inspect their entire process from the very beginning steps to the very end, and the entire thing has to be 100% organic, 100% natural, and has to be treat the animals well. So even their food has to be of high quality food. It can't just be ground up.
But I mean that makes such a difference though,
It
because
does.
it's one of those things like, oh, it doesn't matter. But when you think about it, like, oh well, imagine if beef tastes that different just based on the diet.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine how we are with what we eat. So that's why that's kind of skeptical, because you hear these things like, oh, well, you should just eat that, you should just eat that. But I don't know. I think if you just eat clean and as natural as you can get, I mean, you're gonna be better
Well,
off.
that's what. I mean, that's what I would encourage.
They had a study. They did a study with the Mongolians, because all they eat is basically meat and like cheese and fermented milk and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they expect them to be completely unhealthy, but they're perfectly fine.
Well, look at it was like that one remote village in China has like on average like their people live to be like 120 years old.
Yeah.
And it's just a remote village in China. And that's just they people go there to actually find out what they eat to make them, live so long. And they're just like, just we live off the land. It's like all natural stuff,
Well, it's like when I went to Cuba. I mean, there's basically nothing there. I mean, it's, the government is shambles, so they really don't get any meat or anything. So they basically just live off whatever's on the land. And you can't kill a cow. God forbid. You go to jail for years if you kill a cow. So they don't have any beef. And there's very few chickens going to have the eggs and whatnot. But everything they eat is basically like organic. And they're all healthy. They all live to be like 90 plus years old. Unless they get sick.
You just stay away from all the stuff that's like has like a ton of preservatives and stuff like that. You'll be fine.
That's like when people say like, oh, I'm on a diet. Like, well, what are you eating? Like, oh, well, I can't eat this. I can't eat that. Like, just if you can't physically go out and harvest it yourself, essentially, don't eat it.
Yeah.
I mean, think about like an Oreo cookie. The process that goes into making an Oreo cookie is insane. Like, you can't just go out there and make an Oreo cookie.
Oh, it's funny. I told you. I text you all the time when I'm in the grocery store.
Yeah.
And I'm walking around.
Now,
and you'll see fat people and you'll see skinny people, especially the checkout line.
When you go down the aisles, you'll see like, it's like, say like the healthy stuff, nobody. Then you go down the chip aisle, it's fucking loaded with people.
Yeah.
There's people up and down buying Doritos.
That's what I'm saying. Every single time I go to the grocery store, there's always fat people and there's skinny people in the lines checking out. And I make a point to observe what's in their cart.
I was just about to ask you, do you irate when it's in the people's shopping carts?
I do. I judge
it's
people.
It's the most interesting thing in the world.
I judge people by their shopping carts.
And people hate it when you do it, but I think it's the most interesting thing because it tells you so much about a person.
No,
and what
it's
they
simple
eat.
though. People think it's so hard to stay in shape and get healthy and stuff like that. It's not. It starts with what you eat. And these people, these like obese people, they're like, oh, I'm just big boned. This is the way.
It's my hormones.
Yeah, I have a hormone deficiency
I don't
something like
get
that.
either. I don't know
Or
how that
a problem
works.
with my hormones. They're not regulated right or something. No, look at your grocery cart. It's filled with just junk. It's nothing. All this stuff you're buying is that the pure like all processed stuff has a bunch of crap loaded in there. And you're wondering why you're not healthy, why you're fat. Well, I mean, you're going to go buy that prepackaged like TV dinner that has that says the expiration date like 5 years from now, and you wonder why you're not healthy.
I sent you a picture today of like somebody had those like chicken patties, those frozen chicken patties in the freezer at work.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that stuff is so nasty.
Yeah.
It's like the mechanically separated chicken. Those like Vienna sausages. You ever look at the back of a Vienna sausage?
Oh yeah,
it's mechanically separate.
Yeah.
That was when I read that was the last time I had a Vienna sausage, and that was like 6 years ago, I think. I just grossed the shit out of me. I was done. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's one of those things that I don't know.
That's what you go to Whole Foods, just like anyone. Go to Whole Foods and do 1 week's worth of grocery shopping there, just one time. Just do 1 week's worth of grocery shopping there. No, and you'll see how long natural groceries actually last.
Well, but you gotta think, most people don't buy fresh stuff.
What do you mean?
Most people don't buy fresh ripe fruit or fresh meat. They buy frozen stuff. I don't know. That's why I always wonder.
You can take a fresh ground up hamburger from Whole Foods and put it in the freezer and have it 2 days later.
I guess you could, but I don't think most people do.
Why?
I don't know. I always wonder what people eat for dinner.
They just want to buy stuff that's already frozen and then be able to keep it in their freezer forever.
I guess. I don't know. I don't know what people eat. I'm always curious.
That's what I'm saying. But go to Whole Foods one time. Buy a loaf of bread from Whole Foods. It lasts like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah,
because
real
of
bread
how
only
it's
lasts
just
about a
natural.
day.
Whereas you buy a loaf from somewhere else, it's you can have it for like 2 weeks.
You can have Wonder Bread like a month out and it's still soft. Yeah. And if not, you just feed it to the ducks.
It's ridiculous though.
But hey, you used to talk about speaking of preservatives. Well, you made protein bars like what, an hour ago? That stuff is good.
We just made protein bars to test and eat on the show.
No preservatives, just straight.
No, everything's natural.
Yeah. Well,
we had natural,
as
all
natural, quote unquote, outside of the protein, but I mean that's
right.
It's just whey powder.
We had natural honey, natural peanut butter, all organic, natural peanut butter. I guess the chocolate chips. We had chocolate chips.
Yeah. Well, they were semi-sweet, I think, weren't they?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's probably.
What else do we have?
Oh, the steel cut oats.
Steel cut oats had natural,
Now,
organic steel cut oats.
how do you eat your oats? Do you eat them kind of like, or when you
I
eat
boil
steel,
them.
Well, I know, but I mean, do you like them like soft, like porridge, or do you like them where it gets kind of watery and it's kind of crunchy?
I mean,
Like my steel cut oats, right? When I cook
I just
them,
boil them. That's all
well,
I know.
but like you can have it where it's like almost like a real thick thing, or it's kind of like a little bit watery and a little bit chewy.
I guess that one. I guess I go for
I
that
was just
one.
curious. But yeah, the protein bars are pretty good. We haven't even tried them.
But anyways, they're
Side
actually
note.
they're settling in the fridge right now. But anyways, it was how many, like 3 scoops of protein, 3 full scoops of protein,
chocolate
protein, peanut butter, honey,
Oats.
oats,
some chocolate,
some
Okay.
chocolate chips, and then a couple splashes of like whole milk,
just to mix it.
just to be able to mix it up, and then
And that'll-
spread thin.
That stuff will disappear real quick.
Spread
Man.
thin onto a cooking sheet and then put it into the fridge. Oh, yeah, put it into the fridge until it hardens. Then we're gonna cut it up, and I'm gonna be able to take those to work with me.
Now,
And each one has 21 grams of protein in it, each bar.
where'd you get the recipe from?
Just online.
Online. I'll have to get that link so we can post it.
Yeah, I mean I can tell you what we do right now.
Yeah, I know.
It's not
It's
that,
not that difficult.
hard.
But, you know, when people go to if somebody for some reason listens to this and tries to go make it. they probably
Okay,
wanna
I'll tell you what
print
to
it out.
do. Mix.
Yeah, but they'd have to write it down.
mix-
They'd probably just use it to print it.
Well, if they don't want to print it, they don't want to go online and look for it.
Well, then just too
I'll tell you right
goddamn
now.
lazy.
It's 1.5 cups of that peanut butter, a half cup of honey. Mix that together first, okay? Then put it in the microwave for
Julia
30
Child's cooking
seconds.
show.
30 seconds.
You gotta do this
Then
in
you
Julia
mix
Child's voice.
mix in everything else.
Ooh, you mix it.
Then
in
you just
no one
spread on
else.
a cooking sheet pan and put it in the fridge.
You let it chill for half an hour.
Who is that?
Julia Childs. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I don't think she sounds like a 70-year-old woman.
Well, she's dead, so
Okay.
and she was old. You ever see her on the sheet TV? She was an old woman.
I thought you were
Old
talking.
British
I thought you were
woman.
talking about that Jillian Michaels girl.
No, dude. How do you? No wonder you don't cook. You don't even know who Julia Childs is.
No, I don't.
She was like she was basically the icon of like what brought cooking, quote unquote, gourmet cooking, or not even gourmet, just brought cooking to the forefront. Like she was like the first one on TV
No, I just
cooking stuff.
I watch. What's her name? Rachel Ray.
No, a lot of people hate her. I don't know why.
Why?
I don't know.
There's that one lady just
Well,
let you
it's
put
funny
butter on
because-
everything.
What's her? Oh my god, Paula Deen.
Paula Deen just put butter on it.
I love how people were upset that when she came out that she was diabetic, and they were like, "Oh my god, how could you? Like, did you not know she was diabetic? Like, who would have thought?" It's kind of like when people come out and when people like Ricky Martin came out that he was gay, it's like shocking surprise, or like when a bodybuilder comes like, "Oh my god, he was on steroids." Like, oh, who would have thought? You know, it's like it's like nobody cares. Like we all know. Yeah, she puts butter on everything. She makes really good chocolate pudding though.
I was gonna have to have Jamie put an asterisk next to her name in the vegetarian book
What
for attempting to try meat last night.
do you mean, the vegetarian book? It was
I
like,
don't know.
does God have a vegetarian
No,
book on
like
the side or
like
something?
you can't go around and just praise that you're a vegetarian to everyone, but then sneak in meat.
It just reminds me of like the good guy Greg memes.
Yeah,
I think I saw one time as a vegetarian doesn't tell you about it.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Every time told her, I was like, every time you tell someone you're a vegetarian, you're going to put it at. You say, hold on, but I do attempt to try meat occasionally.
Well, that's like my friend. He was all vegetarian. Like next thing I knew, he's like, yeah, I gave that up.
Who was that? Derek? Derek?
He was all like, oh, I don't eat meat, and like we had pork, and he's like, all right, let me try a piece.
So
Nice
happened
good
to
old
Jamie.
roast pork.
So what happened to her?
Yeah, that's one of those things I couldn't. Well, see, that's the thing, because like I said, I wouldn't. Would you try it at all? Like,
Try
if
what?
obviously if you planned it out, like being vegetarian / vegan for like a month, let's say,
And then try meat?
without meat,
Oh no,
why not?
because I need my protein.
Well, obviously you can get like rice protein powder. I actually looked it up this
Yeah,
morning.
let me get some rice protein powder. That'd be great. I want some soy protein.
No, not soy. You don't want soy.
Oh, speaking of,
Which is why you
do
love
you,
rice.
Muscle and I was glancing through Muscle and Fitness when I was in the grocery store today.
Uh-huh. I keep meaning to pick one of those up and just look through them.
Well, the first 15 pages are just pure advertisements.
Well, it's
for a
like
bunch of
it's like
crap.
Cosmopolitan. It's all just
But one of the
trash.
advertisements actually caught my attention. GNC.
Uh-huh.
Now, I haven't been in that store for probably 10 years now.
That's a lie because we were there about 2 years ago.
No, you weren't.
Yeah, we were. We were at the mall and walked into GNC because you were looking for something.
Okay, I'm sorry. We walked into GNC. I have not bought anything from GNC.
All right. I've never bought anything from GNC in 26 years.
Okay, I've gone in to look at maybe stuff,
I remember the dude behind the counter was jacked.
but I've never bought
Big old white
anything
kid.
from GNC in 10 years.
Okay, sorry. Go on. Continue with your tale of.
But anyways,
Fortune.
one of the ads was for GNC. They have a new protein line out, and it's called GNC Soy Isolate Protein.
Interesting.
Why the hell would they do that?
Because there's a lot of people. Okay, in my head, the people who drink soy protein are the people who quote unquote are looking for nutrition, not strength training or bodybuilding or anything like that. They're not looking. It's like, okay, like, you know, when you walk in a vitamin shop, right? Depends on how the vitamin shop is set up. It's basically split into two.
Mhm.
There's the sports nutrition and there's the general nutrition. It's like
Yes.
athletes go to one side, everybody else goes to the other.
Yeah.
Like all of vitamins. That's just that would essentially be on the other side, not the athlete
Why
side.
would you buy soy protein?
Because I don't know. People eat like soy. Vegetarians, vegans would probably eat that stuff up. I wouldn't.
But how many? I mean, I guess. But how many vegetarians and
Enough,
like that,
I guess,
or
enough to
vegans
merit
are
creating
going
the line.
to look for a soy isolate?
Well, you got to think. I think it's becoming a little bit more well known that we don't get enough protein. So I think those vegetarians and stuff are probably trying to get something that's not, animal based.
I suppose.
I had a friend tell me a funny story one time about this guy that was taking soy protein. Apparently, this is a friend of a friend of a friend, I think, or something like that. So they're older and they're out on a date. And she's a really hot girl. Apparently, works out, does everything.
This is the story Jen told us about her friend from work.
Yeah, no, it wasn't from work. From
Yeah.
the gym. But yeah, so they're out on a date, and the guy doesn't eat meat, I guess.
Right.
Yeah,
he was pure soy.
Yeah, he was a vegetarian, and so she's like a meat and potatoes or meat and vegetables. So she orders a steak, and he gets like tofu or something. And he's like, "Oh, how do you get your protein?" He's like, "Oh, he eats a lot of soy." And she kind of goes, "Oh, okay." And so yada yada yada. They go back to, I think, her place or something, and they're
Family based.
yes, yeah. Well, let's say they're getting to business, and the guy's wearing a oh my god, what do you call those things?
A girdle?
A girdle. Yeah. So he's wearing a girdle and he takes it off, and the dude's got boobies. And apparently his boobies are bigger than hers. And she's like, "Oh, I don't feel well." He's like, "Oh,
That's
I can take care of
awesome.
you." She's like, "No, you should go home."
wait. So let me see. You just eat soy, and you got those just from eating soy.
The dude had
Girls have been paying for
tits.
this they've been paying plastic surgeons way too much.
Yeah.
just eat soy.
Dude, could you imagine? Like, yeah, it's from all that soy because that's how he gets all his protein. So I'm sure his estrogen levels are
Well, I mean, yeah, but isn't it like, I mean, doesn't the soy...
like it. Well, the thing is, it doesn't affect you. It's not really an issue.
Right.
But if you eat it constantly, which apparently I guess this guy was, because that's how he got his protein, it will start to affect you. I mean, you think about it.
I thought soy protein, I thought soy, like tofu and stuff like that, if a guy ate it, it wasn't that bad. I mean,
That's
I
what I'm saying,
heard
it's-
it
unless
I heard
you
it did
eat, like,
decrease
all the time.
testosterone a little bit and increased estrogen more than testosterone, but I didn't realize that it was an issue.
But I mean, that's what I'm saying. If you eat it a lot, like constantly, it will be an issue. I mean, if you have, we were all like, "Oh, I don't want to eat that because it has soy." Like, it's not going to do anything to you.
Well,
It's
that's
a
why I
one-time
don't. That's
thing.
why I don't eat any of the like for work. I like to have like if I'm hungry or something like that, I like to have a bar, like a Cliff Bar or something like that.
Uh-huh. Those things are so like there's just too much sugar in the
Well,
stuff for me.
not this is just an example.
Yeah, okay.
But they have it's like Nature's Valley makes protein bars. I was like, oh, that's really cool. Like one day I was like looking at the
It's all
bar.
soy protein.
That's what it was. The first
Yeah.
ingredient, soy protein. I'm like, oh, never mind. Let me put it back. And the same with cereal. All the cereals that you buy that apparently have protein in them are all soy based proteins.
Essentially.
The only one I found so far is like this one that's called like Sam's something or another. It's not from the store. It's Sam's. It's actually called Sam's Choice or something like that.
Uh-huh.
And it literally has like 2 ingredients. It's like wheat and something else.
Isn't it? Do you find it exciting when you find something that you're looking for? It only has like 2 or 3 ingredients.
Yeah. Well, that's
You're like, oh my god, it's awesome. Like,
That's what,
you look at a protein. It's like isolate, flavor. That's it.
what
You're like, awesome.
Jamie's one of her friends, one of her older friends. She has like 2 or 3 kids, and the rule they have in their house at the grocery store is when their kids want something, if they cannot pronounce one of the ingredients, they can't buy it.
That's a great rule, if you ask me.
Yeah.
That or just if they can't make it at home.
But
Like, you know how they say, like, oh, if you're going to have it, make it at home. Like, have
Uh-huh.
you seen how people try to make Twinkies? And you're like, Jesus Christ, we're never doing that again. It took me like 2 days of making stuff just to make a Twinkie. It was good, but not worth the effort. I'm never eating Twinkies again.
That's one cereal that I found. It's awesome. It has 10 grams of fiber in it per serving, 7 grams of protein in it, and it's just coincidence. It's just there's literally 2 ingredients in this cereal. I mean, it tastes like cardboard. Don't get me wrong.
Well, it's what you can essentially call it along the hippie line. It's
literally-
like, you know,
it's literally
organic.
like,
and
yeah, it's like roasted oats. That's it.
I tried looking for that at Publix. I didn't find it.
It's
At my
I
Publix,
have
at
it.
least.
I have it right here.
I know you do because you told me to look for it. I'll look for it.
It's a small little box with like red and white stripes on it that says like Sam's Choice on it or something like that.
No.
It's kind of in like the same part of the aisle as like the granola part of the cereals.
Yeah, we
granola
don't
cereals.
have much at our Publix. Like the whole, like, you know how like have like a natural section of stuff
Yeah.
that have like green
The
white
green white
Publixes.
section.
We don't have much of those. If you don't, obviously, if you're not
I'm
from
still
Florida.
calling. I'm calling BS on Publix's green white stuff because that steak I bought to compare to Whole Food steak was a green white steak.
Well, see, but side note, if you don't know what Publix is, it's essentially like a Food Lion or a ShopRite, or it's a really nice supermarket. But see, it depends because it depends on the type of cow, the species
Same
of beef.
cut.
It depends.
I got the same cut.
Well, it also depends where it came from.
Yeah.
It could be, you know, it could come from Florida. It could come from Georgia.
Seeing the grass tastes better.
The grass is always
On
green
the
on the other
yeah.
side. I mean, it's one of those things, you know. Like, I'm sure.
It's just ridiculous though. The amount of taste, the difference in taste.
I
between the two.
kind of feel like I need to do that taste test.
I would. I get the ribeye. And seriously, the Whole Foods always has the ribeyes on sale.
Mm-hmm.
You pick whatever you want, no matter how big it is. It's $9, and I think actually the price was comparable between. I mean, usually Whole Foods
Mm-hmm.
is way, the price is pretty higher than Publix on stuff like that. But it's like $9 for a decent sized ribeye, and I
Mhm.
think Publix is right around the same.
I remember a couple of years ago. I think was it maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago? The CEO of Whole Foods came out. He's like, we saw a lot of junk because he was talking about how like they were starting to sell like a lot of candy and just like food that wasn't really good. And like I remember their stock price just dropped that day.
Well, yeah, anytime that's
If you looked at what he was talking about, he was like, he was actually being honest. He's like, look, we've kind of strayed a little bit away from what our original intention was.
you can't find candy in there anymore.
Yeah, they basically
Like,
they try to get rid of all
For
that stuff.
chips, they sell like kale chips.
Have you ever had kale?
Yeah, I
Kale
made
is
my own
really
kale. I
good, dude.
made my own kale chips.
Baked kale is amazing.
I made my own kale chips. I put I got kale, chopped it up. I put what was it? Olive oil. I
Mhm.
mixed it with olive oil, and I got some seasoning. Mixed it all together in a big bowl, and then put it out on a baking sheet and baked it at 350 for like 20 minutes.
Now, did it actually get crunchy?
Yeah.
Because I remember Jessie made like a sweet potato salad with baked kale. It wasn't crunchy or anything. It was just kind of, it was crunchy, but it wasn't like a chip with some chicken. And that was, oh my God, that was amazing. Yeah, it's because you think of all these things, like you don't need to have French fries and beef or. Yeah, so it's things like that make me think I could maybe do the vegetarian thing because I could have done without that chicken, sweet potato, and green stuff, and then some portobello mushroom or something, maybe a veggie burger. I don't know.
Let me see. So I'll do my diet, and let me see. So
That's what I'm saying. I'd be willing to do it to try it for a month.
I do four eggs in the morning plus that cereal. Then 10 o'clock I have a Greek yogurt and a
Faye?
Huh?
Faye stuff? Or faggy as it likes to get.
Kabani.
Oh, yeah, the other one.
I get Kabani. And then I have the Laughing Cow, like little cheese wheel,
Mm-hmm.
or whatever it is like that. Then I have my my lunch, which is usually a chicken breast with some kind of vegetable. Then
Do you cook your chicken in a pan?
no, we cook it. How do we oven?
Because I've been meaning. I've thought about getting like a George Foreman or just something like that. And
That would
just
be
cook
good.
it at work.
That'd be good.
Like take the raw chicken and just cook it at work.
Well, then I have a cottage cheese for like a 2 o'clock meal or
Uh-huh.
a snack. A cottage cheese, and usually a baked
I think
potato
you talked about your diet last
or
time.
a sweet potato, and then no, not in this depth.
Because
and
I
then-
talked about having the raisins with the cottage cheese and the crackers, and you made fun of me.
And then
you
a
never
peanut
tried it?
butter and honey sandwich at 5 o'clock before I go home. And then usually like a fish.
Fish taco.
No, like a salmon or some kind of meat. Well, I do the chocolate milk. That's into chocolate milk. I take chocolate milk as a post workout.
Really?
Yeah,
You fell for all those studies and stuff. Like, oh, it's a great post workout stuff.
has carbs. Has a lot of carbs.
Yeah,
Spikes
too
your-
much carbs if you ask me.
No,
1 cup is
30
like
no. It's
40
like
grams of carbs.
36 grams of carbs.
36 grams.
Buy
of carbs.
any. Go to any vitamin shop like that. Look at a specific post workout protein. I guarantee you there'll be 75 carbs per serving in
Yeah,
any of those.
I know they put a
So-
bunch of like
so-
waxy maize and stuff.
so
Like, why do you
30
want that many carbs?
36 is, it
afterwards.
spikes your insulin.
Wow.
It's helps you rebuild your muscles. Think about it.
To a certain extent.
Okay, go look at it. But anyways, chocolate milk, and it has a lot of protein in it and a lot of carbs, and it's a cheap post-workout drink. And then
You could just mix sugar water.
I'll drink some sugar water. That's what I'll do.
That's what stuff like Gatorade is sugar water with salt.
Gatorade?
Yep.
No.
Yeah. Some lemon lime flavor. Some potassium. Is it potassium that reacts with water? Or like it'll catch fire or like it ignites? Obviously, it has to be straight potassium.
The Army uses something in their MREs where you add water. You add water and it heats your MRE up for you. So you have a hot meal. But I don't know what's in it.
Thermite. It just lights everything on fire.
I don't think.
I know
No.
it's not thermite. Well, you can take C4. Like I remember we had people from like Vietnam and stuff where they say they would take a little bit of C4, like a little snippet, and they'd use that to cook their rice and stuff because it's not explosive in small amounts. So
I don't
take
know.
that and light it.
I'm not a demo expert.
Yeah, they said that their rice, the water.
I'm not
going
going
to
to try it. I'm not going to go try to buy C4
Yeah.
and then
I don't think
use
we'd
some
get,
to cook my meals.
I don't think we'd get very far. Like, no, we
I'm pretty
we
sure
get pulled over by the FBI and the CIA, and
I'm pretty sure you try to buy C4 anywhere, you'll get thrown in jail.
I wonder how hard. I mean, it's just plastic explosive. They say it looks like peanut butter. Like they say, if you want to freak out airport security, just take a jar of peanut butter and throw it in your luggage because it looks exactly like C4.
I wouldn't know.
I'm not willing to try it.
Google a picture of C4. Go to Wikipedia.
No, that's okay. I don't want to get tagged.
You're already tagged. You know it.
Yeah, especially now that the convention's going to be here next week.
Mhm.
They're probably listening to everything. I'm going to have people knocking on my door next week. Yeah, so if I disappear, now you know what happened. Or have some kind of untimely death.
Why don't we get on to talking about some of these supplements that we have?
Yeah, so I brought you some, what was it, Razor?
Let's
The stuff that Allmax makes, the same people that make
let's-
Isoflex.
Allmax makes that?
Yeah,
Allmax makes this razor stuff?
yeah, it's all Allmax.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I brought you some of that stuff to try. You haven't tried it, obviously. Probably
Oh
gonna
yeah,
try that
Allmax
tomorrow.
razor. No, this is the stuff. This Razor 8 is what it's called. Blast powder. Now, last week, if you guys remember, I bought what?
Bullnox or
Bullnox.
Bull balls.
Bullnox, called Bullnox, which I'm actually liking. I actually do like it. The other stuff, I've been taking some stuff that before that, the MHP Dark Rage stuff would just make me really sweaty. It made me sweat really bad. This stuff actually doesn't make me sweat. The Bullnox stuff, and it gives me good long-lasting energy throughout the entire workout, and then I can actually go to sleep when I want to. Whereas the other stuff, I stayed up all night long. Every time I took it. So I'm actually liking this Bullnox stuff, but this Razor 8 is what I actually wanted to buy, but they didn't sell it at the vitamin shop I went to. You had to buy it. I had to get it offline if I wanted it. I didn't want to wait. I'm impatient.
Well, it
But-
seems like it has like all the key ingredients.
Yeah, it does.
Beta-alanine,
It actually
arginine,
does. Let me see.
creatine, caffeine.
Is it it's proprietary
Quote
blend.
unquote proprietary. Yeah,
Um,
everybody's proprietary.
But I think it has some. How many? Oh yeah, it has your typical your caffeine, your Yombine HCI, which apparently is some kind of crazy stimulant.
I don't know.
This
I don't
Yombine.
Don't mind. Sounds like
So,
something out of Ethiopia.
well, it tells you right here. Here's your stimulant your makeup for your stimulation. Pure synthetic caffeine, 182 milligrams of pure synthetic. That's like 3 cups of coffee.
182 milligrams per serving, or
180, yeah, per serving. 182 milligrams per serving.
I think a cup of coffee is 60 milligrams.
60, so it's like 3.
The caffeine pills are usually around 200 milligrams.
Then you have this Crane's Bill extract, 200 to 1 ratio.
And the purple corn.
Don't know
I
what
thought
that
was
is.
funny.
No, that's not here. That's not on this one.
That is. Look at it.
Is it?
This
There's
is purple corn. I have
purple
no idea what the
corn?
fuck purple corn is.
And here's your dicaffeine malate, which is 23 milligrams of that. Your hordenine, I don't know what that is.
I feel like we need to find a chemist.
22 milligrams. And your Yohimbine HCI, which I've heard of that before. Apparently it's a pretty powerful stimulant. Now here's your ATP enhancer, your creatine monohydrate. You have 2,500 milligrams of that. Beta-alanine, 163 milligrams. Creatine, phosphate, 50
Just gonna read
milligrams.
labels.
No, the yellow corn is not, or purple corn is not on here.
Sure about that?
Yeah, I'm looking at it
Where
right
did
now.
I read it?
You read it on a different one.
Let me see.
It's probably on
Let me
that.
see. Where's
It's
the other
probably
one?
on the Bullnox.
Maybe it was.
No, it was. It's on this one.
On which one? Oh, that's who it was. Yeah, that stuff you got last week from. Was it? Have you tried that yet? You said you took that some earlier,
Yeah,
right?
I want to talk about
Feel
it.
anything? See, but you didn't work out though, so it's kind of weird as a.
Well,
as a
give me 2
pre-workout
servings, so I could take one if I'm not working out, just to see me at a natural state,
Mm-hmm.
I guess, of just walking around not doing anything, and then I'm gonna take one for a workout. I didn't want to waste a workout on taking this, and then just start feeling like crap, or not feeling anything at all.
You know what I tried this week was Allmax's Isoflex chiller.
Mm-hmm.
Really damn good.
Why didn't
it
you
was
bring me that?
because I only had like one sample packet.
Well,
It was actually
real friends would have split it.
it was peach flavored, and I tried it with water, and it was
Sounds
actually
horrible.
really good.
What is it? What is it geared toward? Is it just a protein?
It's just a protein.
Just
just
like
a different flavor.
Is it a specialty protein?
No, it's just isolate. It's just
You
basically.
sure?
Yeah.
You sure it's not like a
It's just like
Hydroslate or something?
Isoflex. It's just like Isoflex chiller.
Because usually when you get it's those hydros, what are they
No,
called?
it's not. It's just isolate.
Hydroslate proteins that come in the crazy flavors because they're pure and
That shit's just bro science.
whatever.
There's no real study that says hydroslate is going to be
Anyways,
better than isolate.
We were at
least not for the price.
Vitamin Shop last week where I bought that Bullnox pre-workout stuff, and the guy was nice enough to give myself and Dennis well, he gave us like a little package.
What did he give me? A shirt?
And he gave you a shirt.
What did I do with
Because
that
he
shirt? Did I leave
stole-
that here?
No, you took it home.
I don't know what I did with it.
Well, the dude, my package he gave me came with a pre-workout
Yeah.
and a
Well, that's because you probably thought you were going to try and murder
a
him,
thermogenic.
which I took.
That
I
you
took that earlier.
But anyways, he
I don't know
gave
why,
us
but I
it's this
did.
new company called QNT. I'm actually wearing their shirt they gave me right now. It's this QNT, and he gave us a sample package of their pre-workout, which is called Hydrovol. It's just as a hyper hydrating muscle pump activator. Now he did give me 2 servings. I have 2 servings of it in one package. I don't know.
You know what that looks like?
Creatine, waxy,
Okay.
maxi
Here, let me
creatine.
give me that packet for a second. If I hold this up, right? If I were to just flash it, what does
Yeah.
it look like?
a
Doesn't it look
package.
like what's that car product? Armor All?
No.
You know that Arm & Hammer? No, not Arm & Hammer, but like the one that has like
Arm
the,
and Hammer.
No, but doesn't it the coloring and stuff
Armor All?
it almost looks like a pesticide, doesn't it? Doesn't it look like a pesticide or something? to you?
No. I don't deal with
It doesn't look
pesticides
anything
enough to
like
make
a-
it look like a pesticide.
It looks exactly like a car product.
Okay, it's a car product then.
No, but like I think it's Armor All, like the little wax things you put in your car and stuff, or your dashboard. I think it looks just like it. Or tire care.
No.
Yes.
To me it looked like the that stuff Gatorade come out that gel stuff. Those gel
that shit was
packs.
disgusting.
I've never tried one.
Speaking of which, you know how Gatorade now has like the 1, 2, 3 thing?
Yeah.
The G series, like there's the pre-workout, the workout, and the post-workout.
Yeah.
That post-workout stuff is disgusting.
Which one?
The 3, which is basically like their Gatorade protein drink.
Well,
But
I've had their
it's
protein.
basically Gatorade with protein in it, and it
Yeah.
tastes fucking nasty.
Yeah, no, I've had their
It's nasty. This is an explicit show. It's explicit on iTunes. There's there's no bubbles, no troubles. The show is explicit
How?
because we've cursed.
When?
Whenever.
We did
Yes.
on our last one.
Yes.
So it got an explicit rating.
I had to tell him it was explicit.
Seriously.
This isn't for kids. Kids shouldn't be taking this shit anyways. Kids shouldn't be taking pre-workouts and none of this stuff. You gotta know what you're doing.
But how do we get an explicit rating?
Because we curse.
We swore
anything that's
like
explicit.
one time.
Do you know how the FCC works?
You can't say you can. Yeah, we can say certain words.
Yeah. Well, iTunes
We did
does their own
not
thing.
say any words that you are banned
did.
from SEC. You did.
Yeah.
Well, how
I said
are
the
you,
F word within like the first 2
How
minutes.
are you the one that was going to say this is a family show, and then you were the
I
one
didn't
that
say it
says
was
the F
it
word?
was. I say we try to make it a family show.
And
I
then-
really
but
don't
you
give
wanna,
a shit.
You want to say the F word within like 2 minutes of starting the show?
Like I said, do you think kids are gonna be listening to this? And they shouldn't be listening to this.
Why?
You have kids taking
We're talking about
creatine and stuff.
nutrition.
Yeah, but most of it's like more athletic nutrition, sports nutrition.
Kids can't be athletic. They can't eat right.
No, they can, but
When they're little?
it's the same principle along like teenagers taking steroids. They shouldn't. Just eat right. I mean, if their parents want them to listen
That's
to it,
what we're
they
telling them how to do is eat right.
can- I know. Well,
And
This
now
show
you want to
went-
get it banned.
now they can't listen to this
now
show.
kids on iTunes
We'll
can't
have to
listen
skip
to this.
this episode.
Anyways,
It's real radio.
I'm going to talk about this QNT Hydrovol. I took
You
this.
read the label for this one, too?
this. No, I'm not going to read it. I'm just going to read its claims.
If you're still listening by
Its
this point,
claims. It says it can increase muscle fiber size by up to 35% and up to a 20% increase in strength. I don't know how
I don't-
companies make these claims
well, because you take caffeine, dude.
because I guarantee
Have you
you.
ever
Okay,
heard of the people taking cocaine and like they lift trees out of the
no, I took.
or angel dust and it takes like 15 cops to hold them down?
that's angel dust, dude. Excuse me.
You're gonna have that point when you take that.
I don't,
workout,
I've never done any of those drugs, but I'm assuming that it's something insane because yeah,
Yeah, it's just not.
I've
gonna
heard
happen.
stories about the same thing, but that's different. That's different than taking a bunch of caffeine. Okay, if caffeine would give you those effects of lifting trees out of the ground, I'm sure it would be banned.
Well, because you know why though? Because caffeine is used by too many people. Caffeine is the
goodness.
most used
We're
and
not
abused
gonna-
drug in the
We're
world.
not going to get into this.
No, it is. It's the most
conversation.
popular drug. It's a
Anyways,
stimulant.
so I took a serving of this, a serving size
Uh huh.
of this. Went to go grocery shopping. I will say that I did feel a little tingling sensation from the beta.
Where did you feel a tingling sensation?
My hands.
Okay, just
My
making sure.
hands, Yeah. And I did feel just more energetic. Well, that's normal though. I mean, it's the caffeine. It's gonna do it to you. Other than that, I mean, I can't really say it was like amazing. I wasn't like jittery. I wasn't like bouncing off the walls.
Well, you have to see if you crash. If you have that caffeine crash.
Right. I mean, I took it. What time is it now? I took it at like 1 o'clock. So
4 o'clock.
it's 4.
4 o'clock. 1 o'clock.
How's it
2
4?
o'clock.
It's already
3
4?
o'clock. Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah, dude.
no, and I haven't crashed yet, but I ain't kind of yawning.
I know I told you I bought some caffeine pills. I'm willing to try next time we work out just doing a straight, like almost basic ingredients type of pre-workout. Caffeine, beta alanine. I don't have any arginine.
Okay, you
creatine.
jump around too much. You jump around.
We're talking about pre-workouts.
No, you asked me about my workout routine this last week, and I was getting to it.
That was like an hour ago when I asked you about it.
But still, you never
Someone's
let me
got to
finish.
move this show along.
You never let me finish.
You're reading labels off a pre-workout.
I was right now.
Yeah, you were.
I was. I
Jamie,
said
was
I
he
was.
not reading
I
labels
said
off
I
a
was.
pre-workout?
I said I was reading it. I said it right now.
Well, this has got
But an
creatine,
hour
and
ago,
really
I
like
wanted to talk
creatine.
about what I did in the workout this last week because I still want to talk about that. Those 15.
I was doing 15 by ones.
Yes, 50. The guy told me for deadlifts to do 15 reps.
At what, 85%
Or
max, was it?
sorry, 15
sets of one rep.
One rep at
At
85% of your max.
So you were doing,
You
what,
take
465?
now. I'm tying it in right now. You do. Yeah, I was doing four.
I might do that tomorrow.
I was
I'll
doing-
see how many sets I can do that.
My weight I did when I did that was 465.
Now, what's your max on deadlift?
550.
So I could probably, okay, so yeah,
So you're at 505. You're at 495.
495 was my last.
495. So you have to
maxed.
do 420.
420, I can't do that math. All right, I'll see how many sets I can do that. Because tomorrow's my back day.
That's what I'm saying. Do whatever you're talking about with your pre-workout stuff right now,
Uh-huh.
like you're talking about doing, and then try that. Try the 15 by
Well,
1
see, but the
and
thing
see
is,
how well
for
you
me,
do.
it's kind of weird because I do Muay Thai for like an hour, 2 hours before I work out. So I'm already somewhat exhausted when I
Then
get to the
don't
gym.
do deadlifts on the days you do Muay Thai.
Well, when am I going to deadlift?
You do Muay Thai 5 days a week?
I do it twice a week. I like to get
Okay.
to 5 days a week.
There you go.
Well,
You got
Mondays
3
and Wednesdays.
days plus the weekend. You can wait until Saturday to do it.
What?
The
Deadlifts?
deadlifts, yeah.
Well, we usually squat on the weekend. That's the thing.
I can change it up.
But you're always like, "Wah, I like
I
doing
can
deadlifts
squats.
on
I can
Wednesdays."
squats on I can do a squat on Wednesday and then do deadlifts on Saturday with you.
Oh, we can do that.
I'm not
Do
doing
that this-
15 by 1 again though. I did last week. I'm still hurting.
Do you want to do it this coming?
I'll watch you.
I
I'll
was gonna
watch
say, do you want
you.
to do this coming? But you'd have to come to my gym because I'm not coming down here.
Why?
The RNC is gonna be here. There's gonna be fucking people everywhere, dude. We'll be able to find parking, and if we do, it'd be like $500 to park.
You just made the show explicit again.
I know, but whatever. Nobody's listening this far into it. It's true. They tuned out. I know some people who are like, "Yeah, I stopped listening after about half hour." Like the show didn't
Really?
pertain to me. I was like, "Yep." I know it was pretty boring. I was like, "It gets better after the
You
last."
thought
one.
it was pretty boring yourself?
No,
your own
somebody else.
show?
No, I thought it was good. I listened to it like 3 times. I kept laughing, obviously, because I
Yeah.
was here. Maybe I'm just what's that word called
Okay.
when you like to hear yourself talk?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't like to hear myself talk.
Here we go. We got this lineup for this upcoming week. We're
Wait,
gonna
we're
try-
still talking about working out. So are we gonna
Oh.
work out next week
Yeah.
at my gym?
I don't care.
All right, we'll do
Wherever
that thing because I'm not coming down here.
Wherever
we'll
you
be
wanna
we'll be
go.
monsters on there.
Wherever you want to go.
Dude, nobody deadlifts past like 135 down
Well,
there.
you're assuming you can actually get out of downtown to actually get to your gym.
Oh, that's true. But it's a lot easier to get out than to get in because you at least have parking here. You have certified parking in your
yeah.
place of
You mean a
residence.
sign parking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had trouble finding a parking spot here today.
But depending on what roads they block off and shut down,
Oh,
stuff like that.
Jesus. I'm gonna
Anyways,
pull out the
we'll
right
play it by
machines.
year. We'll play it by year.
Play it
But
by ear.
assuming we work out this weekend,
Meow.
we'll do deadlifts at your gym. So, but this upcoming week,
We're going to have
though,
all 45 pound plates.
we're gonna try this stuff. You get this. Do you want to try this Hydrovol stuff?
No.
Okay, I'll take this and go work.
I'm going to
out.
try that razor stuff when we do it.
I'm gonna take the rest of this Hydrovol from QNT. Is it just QNT? QNTUSA.com is this upcoming. I guess just
Quote
kind of
unquote it's a new, I guess it's a new player in the supplement market.
yeah, a new QNT is this new company in the supplement market that's trying to get their name out right now, by giving all these free packets and stuff like that right now. So go look them up. I'm gonna try the rest of the Hydrovol. How's your experience with the thermogenics they gave you?
I don't know. I
didn't feel
don't
anything?
feel anything. I mean, I know it's just basically straight caffeine.
Yeah.
And I'm on such a caffeine kick now that I'm not feeling anything.
Okay. So nothing on the thermogenics, but I've never taken thermogenics. I don't know what to expect from them either. But I'm actually really excited to take this Razor 8 blast powder. We'll try that this upcoming week.
I read the directions for it. It's like, do not take more than half unless you've taken it before. Because it's like
Yeah,
you know, like
whatever.
beta alanine and stuff. Like if you've never taken that stuff before, you're gonna feel freaked out the
Ideal
first
for
time you take
use
it.
before intense physical activity.
Like you get all tingly and
they
stuff.
have
You
to,
feel like
they
you're
have
gonna
to
have a
put
heart
it on
attack.
there. I understand they have to put it on
Yeah.
there for people that have never taken. That have
I
never
mean, think
taken,
about it. You've never taken anything, right? And you're just kind of like that guy that's starting out, and you take that, and your body starts getting tingly.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna freak out. You're gonna call the hospital and go, "Oh my god, I'm gonna die."
Then we got this. We got this Isoflex. We got samples of Isoflex, the whey protein isolate, which I've had before, and it's actually a really good protein.
That's what I'm taking.
So we got that, and then we got their weight gainer though. Interesting enough, we got their.
I
I didn't know they made a
just
weight gainer,
pure
but
sugar,
it's
probably.
1,010 calories per serving.
Is it really?
Wow,
40 grams of carbs. I'm looking at it from here.
it's over 10 grams of total glutamine.
It's just carbs. It's just sugar. 40 grams of carbs is
60
like 15 grams of protein.
of protein, and then waxy maize carbohydrates. I'm guessing
Yeah, sugar,
omega
essentially.
3s activated. Okay, we'll try that.
I don't understand the whole
Oh,
quick
actually,
mass
no.
gain.
Look at this.
You
Look at
can't
this,
really gain that much muscle like that.
It only has 40 grams of carbs in it. Carbs in it. It only has in cholesterol is 20 milligrams.
Gain 10 pounds in 10 days.
Usually, that doesn't say
Usually
that.
it's the other. Yeah, it does.
doesn't
It's right
say-
on the front. Gain 10 pounds in 10 days.
Oh,
But see, that's the thing is most
Why would they
people
put that
people
on
take
there?
weight gainers because they're like, oh, I need to gain muscle. You can't gain 10 pounds of muscle in 10 days.
that'll be 10
It's
pounds
just
of fat.
Yeah, that's why I don't understand weight gainers. You'd have to be working out unbelievably just to maintain. The people who work out that much are basically just looking to maintain their weight. Like people getting ready for fights.
Oh, it has
stuff.
150 grams of carbs. There we go.
Yeah, it's insane. It's just
Wow.
sugar. That's why I'm not particularly a fan of that product. Not that I've tried it or
It
would
only has
consume it,
7
but it's
grams
just
of sugar.
only.
Only 7 grams.
Yeah, well, that's kind of like BSN. Remember when we did the BSN Synthesis 6 stuff? It was like, oh, it was only like 4 grams of sugar, but it was like 15 grams of carbs. And I called them. I was like, what is the other carbs? And there was the maltodextrose or whatever it is. That guy actually had to go to his research department to ask him what it was that was in there.
Yeah.
And they didn't really know.
Well, this one has
I was like, that's comforting.
only 7 grams of sugars, but 150 grams
That's what I'm
of
saying.
carbs?
It's just because it's one of those.
There's that maltodextrin stuff.
It's one of those regulations where it doesn't quote unquote count as
Here we
sugar,
go.
but it's a
high
carb.
molecular weight polymerized maltodextrin, which is 120 grams of it.
Yeah.
Then the rest comes from the dextrose, 11 grams.
That to me
Sugar.
is quote unquote giving people is strictly
That's
like marketing,
crazy.
giving people what they think they want.
Yeah.
Because who the hell wants to gain 10 pounds in
That's
10
kind of
days?
disappointing.
Nobody does.
they
Now, if you
do
told me
that
lose 10
quick?
pounds in 10 days, it goes
Based
the same.
on research at California State University.
That does
So
what?
apparently,
But what's the research? That if you eat 6,000
guess-
calories a day, you'll gain 10 pounds in 10 days?
yeah. I believe that's it.
Studies are.
But anyways, well, I'll try it out. I'm not gonna.
That's like a
take
full
it.
day's meal.
I'm not gonna take it for
If you
10
could split
days.
it in half.
but- No, I'm excited about the Razor 8 though. That's exciting. Try that out.
We get excited about pre-workouts.
Well, most of them suck. Most of them are trash.
Yeah.
So you find a good one. Well, usually that's what happens. You usually find a good one and it's off the market in like a month because they have a good ingredient in it that actually makes a difference.
I just remembered GHB was the date rape drug that I was talking about last week.
Okay.
Where they used to sell that for bodybuilders to sleep and relax because it's a muscle relaxant.
Mm-hmm.
GHB.
You can go buy some.
No. Unless you find that toy. It was something
What?
Like, it was like that sand thing. Remember I was telling you because it used to metabolize GHB to put the kid to sleep.
You can go buy some if I find that toy. What are you talking about? What are you planning on doing?
Jesus. Yeah, some.
I'll get some GHB if you find that toy. That just didn't sound right.
No,
Dennis.
it's like that sand stuff.
What are you gonna do with that toy?
And just like you said before, you just made this show explicit.
You did.
I didn't say anything incorrect.
You-
I was speaking
I'm
correctly.
just talking about toys.
Let's talk about toys. So yeah, if you have any questions,
Are we done? We're
pretty
wrapping
much.
it up.
I mean, we've been talking for 56 minutes.
That's it. Our other was an hour and 3.
Hmm?
Our other last one was an hour and 3 minutes. We still got freaking 7 more minutes.
What do you want to talk about?
I don't know.
China study? You want to read the book?
No, I don't want to read the
It's just
book.
like a bunch of
I
statistics.
don't have time to read the book.
Yeah, exactly. I got other books to read. I wish I read it faster. You know what we need to talk about is that 4-Hour Body. That's an interesting book to me.
Oh, the book,
Yeah.
the 4-hour body book.
I wasn't much of a fan of it, to be honest with you.
No, because it says if you work out, what is it? It's like you work out like twice a week or something like that.
Dude, what is that loud, like, rumbling?
I don't know. Probably some.
It's almost like someone's moving their couch, but, like, next door. Against the wall. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, the book there's a lot of... The book almost seems like it's a wider range of topics.
I read. I got that book for free from my gym, and I think I came home and I read like the first few chapters and then just closed it up because I realized it was just there's no possible way. The claims they were making in there, it was the guy had access. The guy who wrote the book had access.
Tim Ferriss, the guy who
Huh?
wrote the 4-Hour Workweek.
Well, he had
Side note, have you looked at him lately? I saw a picture of him lately. He
No.
looks like he's skin and bones. I don't know what happened to him.
but he had access to like professional athletes to do his trials on, and he said he took this one guy, who was a bodybuilder or something like that, and did his like workout. You know, where he works out. What did he do? I can't remember the whole entire thing. It's something absurd. Like he only worked out for like a little bit, like not even that long.
Yeah.
Only a couple times a week. It was like a couple times a week and not even that long. But his whole point was it was like you did full body exercises and you did like very fast paced. You didn't ever take a break. You could like do it in like 30 minutes.
Uh-huh.
And then this guy gained like I can't remember how much muscle it was.
See, but
He seriously like he gained
but
like,
he's kind of along the lines. I remember we talked about last week where he really doesn't do much. I mean, because he already has his money made. He even talks about, if you read any of his stuff, how like basically when he was running his stuff, he actually had a supplement company where the 4-hour work week, because he basically wasn't even doing anything. He only worked 4 hours a week because he just delegated everything. So he was basically living a stress-free life, not doing much other than working out and eating right. Which at that point, dude, anybody can grow muscle.
Okay. But
So I don't know. I mean, but he does say that everything is very empirical. Like, you know, he says a lot of stuff isn't based on studies, but stuff that he's done with himself. So I have to give him credit for that. He doesn't go out there saying like this is gonna work for everybody. He's just, this is just stuff that I've realize.
Yeah, it was like something ridiculous. He claimed like you work out like this like a month and you're gonna gain like 20 pounds of muscle. Your like PRs are gonna go up like 100 pounds on each lift, and
Maybe for newbie gains. I can see that for a newbie.
this guy was a hardened athlete that he did his test on.
Well, he might have the. Oh
What
yeah, I
are-
remember. I
what
think I
are
remember that.
his-
He was talking about like he might also have the genetics. Or no, no, I take it back. He talks about it and he says that they don't actually have the numbers for anything of that stuff, but that I remember he was talking about like how the guy was dead or something now, and like they didn't have all the substantiated stuff to back up the claims. But he says that that's what they had done, or that athlete had done. I'm gonna have to read that part again. We're speaking basically out of
I think we probably need a.
memory refresher. But yeah, the book is all over the place. I mean, it's like sex, working out, weighing poop. I mean, it's just it's everything in that book.
That's what I do.
Yeah, calories in,
Come on.
calories out.
Jamie, get the bag. We're gonna weigh this.
And we're back to explicit. Do you have a scale? No, but do you have a
You
scale
gotta go
here,
bathroom?
like a body weight scale?
No,
Oh.
I go to my gym. My gym.
I
Has
was gonna say
one.
because I know how sometimes like you're like, oh, I'm gonna go to the bathroom and you weigh yourself before and you come out and like you don't move the scale. You're like, damn it, I could have sworn that was like a 3-pounder.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, we should probably cut it here.
Yeah. Done
On that note, we are done. If you have any questions, comments, criticisms, want to bitch us out,
You hate the show.
Show at eatsleeplift.com.
What is it?
Show at eatsleeplift.com.
Okay.
SHOW. There's no password for this week because nobody's listening.
You're not gonna get your shirt.
Yeah. Actually, I'd order some more shirts. So you can get a free shirt if
you
anybody
listen.
wants.
If you
anybody
listen,
wants.
you need to tell your friends.
Just let me
We
know.
should do that. The
first
person-
one to call me.
The person
or
that
send
gets
me an
like
email.
recommends the most people to listen to our show.
Yeah,
wins
how are you
it
supposed to
with a
measure
shirt.
that?
I don't
First
know.
one to just email me like, hey man, I want a shirt. I'll send you a shirt.
Google Analytics. I don't know.
Yeah, man. Dennis and Jason here with eatsleeplift.com. Until
Adios.
next time.